Hey everybody, this is Dan from Valar Morghulis. All Men Must Die. Today we'll be talking about a strategy video, specifically the Archer Queen with healers attached to her. Now the Archer Queen is introduced to Town Hall 9 and she's pretty much the best unit in the game all the way up through Town Hall 11. Now whenever you put an infinite amount of sustain on her, like healers, she becomes a super weapon, enabling you to take your attack to the next level. So if you're not using Queen Walks or Queen Charges, whatever you want to call it, healer queens, if you're not using that, you're not playing at the level you could be playing at. Let's talk about the pros. It helps eliminate threats. So when the Archer Queen travels along a base or maybe slightly inside of it, she may be able to shoot connecting defenses across a double giant bomb set, or maybe take out 2 air defenses, significantly enabling you to attack a base with hogs or loons or just cripple it. And you can get a lot of value out of this because ever since the Town Hall 11 update, you're only using around 60 camp space to kind of pull off an effective queen walk, because for healers, let's look at healers, they're only valued at 14 housing space. So with the attrition and all that, you really only need 4 of them, because I'm going to talk about how to make them more effective here in just a moment. At healing of 71, it's pretty much cut in half on heroes, so you're looking at 35 healing times 4, but with attrition you're looking at roughly 125 healing per second. You still get a lot of value out of that, and with a queen having like 1,000 hit points, she can actually do a lot of work. It'll help you funnel. You can have a queen start at a point and transition away from your kill squad, and she can sweep along, knocking out like 25-30% of a base. That way it's easier for you to hog, loon, whatever you want to do, run dragons. Or you can have her start at a point, meet up with your kill squad, and then now you don't need to worry about that side of the base. So if you can knock out like 1/3 of a base, why wouldn't you? I mean, there'll be bases that you probably don't want a queen walk, but if you can, you probably should. So that's the pros. Now there are some cons. So I already told you, it probably heals at roughly 125 healing per second. Here's an Archer tower it's maxed for Town Hall 9, and this isn't maxed in general. At Town Hall 10 and above, they get even nastier. But they're at 75 damage per second. Well, times 2, man, that's 150. So you're losing health at 25, 30 health every second that you have 2 defenses, just 2 defenses, like a cannon Archer tower lock on, or maybe an Expo. They also do 75 at Town Hall 9, and they even get higher. So you can actually lose health with only 2 defenses shooting on your queen. It wasn't that way before the Town Hall 11 update, so you got to compensate for it, and you probably need to bring rage spells. It's also significantly hurt by sweepers. If sweepers push your healers, you lose a lot of healing. That is dangerous. You can kind of circumnavigate that by using rages. And the biggest con, number one con, is a huge expectation on time. A lot of times people will get close to 90% or 98%. The base is beat, but you just got 3 minutes and 30 seconds to attack, and that's it. Now, you guys can do this at 10 and above. You can pretty much start queen walking. If you type in, and you should, on Google, Clash of Clans hits to kill, you will get to the Clash of Clans wiki, and it will give you a hits to kill calculator, and it will pretty much give you the target levels of where you need to be. Now I already told you cannons and archer towers are pretty much the most common defenses that will engage a queen, and it's a huge threat. So you want to reduce her amount of hits to kill on cannons. I already did the math for you guys. I already got my cheat sheet here, and that is that a cannon, you want to shoot for levels 11, 17, and 25 in order to reduce the amount of hits to kill. Damage per second doesn't matter. Hits to kill does. Archer tower, 10, 18, 27. So you should be looking for at least an 11 to start queen walking. 18 should be a target, and then as soon as you can, dark elixir permitting, get her to 25. You get a new ability at that level anyway, but 18, that's a really good level to start queen walking. We did mention healer attrition, man, and that's just going to be a significant hindrance to the actual gameplay itself. So you will need to bring rages. You definitely need to bring rages. Where should you guys start doing this? Well, you guys should probably start practicing. Bring them in raids. So here I was doing stuff where I would run dark elixir free armies, and all I would do is look for Town Hall 9s that had over 2,000 dark elixir. I really didn't care what the layout looked like. I really didn't spend a lot of time nexting, and all I did is I was shooting for, like, can I get to 70%, get my full league bonus? I'm hanging out here in Master 1. League bonus is okay. I wouldn't mind getting some champs and doing this, but I just don't get on to farm that much. And you know, here all I was doing, man, look at how much I failed. All of this is 9 giants for initial push, 4 breakers, you get 4 healers, and you get you know, 8 to 10 wizards, you get 3 P.E.K.K.A.s, and one minion, 2 archers, just to cover percentage, so that way you get max value. And then it's 2 rage. I might use 1 on my P.E.K.K.A.s, I might use 1 on my queen, I might use 2 on my queen. This attack's really flexible. And then the heal, that was for the Barb King. But I didn't actually have my Barb King on any of these attacks, and I was still able to successfully. These are all max bases. My recent ones are all Lawland attacks, so unfortunately, because my queen was down for upgrade, because I got so much DE from doing this stuff. Start practicing, man. You'll get better. Just do 4 healers. Just do 4 healers. Add that to your attack. You'll get better at this stuff. So what do you look for? Now let's go to our current war here. Ace asked me about this. And he got 98%. He ran into time, that problem. He asked me about this attack, and here's what I looked at. I looked at what actually connects. First thing you gotta do is can we get some objectives happening? If you can't get the objectives going on, probably shouldn't do this. Like this base here, I'm looking at air attack. Reason being is your sweepers point one way. You got 1 expo down, and I got 2 air defenses that are right in range of a nice queen walk along the north side here, the northwestern side, and then we can hook up and get that queen. So we got a lot of value, right? Now we're gonna go for it. Here's what we're gonna do, man. We're gonna put our queen down here by this barracks along the top. This archer tower will link into that. So, and then I can just put down a nice little funneling whiz over here. He knocks out these 2 gold mines. Well, that queen has no business other than to proceed on the southwestern direction. She will pick up this air defense. It will not snipe the healers, and she will pick up this air defense and not snipe the healers. But you gotta check all your ranges, man. That's the first thing you gotta do. So now that you figured out that this is possible, start checking ranges. What's going to kill your queen? This 1 archer tower? Nope. Mortars, they're a joke. Wizard towers, sometimes if you got enough of them hitting her, but not really. But here's one. Look at this range in this cannon. Archer tower, and then potentially an expo, and then what if there was a Tesla up here by this air defense? So this here's a situation. Bring at least 1 heal, or not 1 heal, but a rage. The raged healers will keep her up through this area around this elixir collector, and then you can pretty much take your mix. We end up using a jump here. It was effective. You could wall breaker into this, but we used a jump because I don't like queen pads that are 2 tiles away from the wall. Just use a jump here, and then we just funnel our dudes in, and we lalooned, man, and it worked. We had the base beat, but it could have been modified for time to make it a little bit faster, and that's what you'll be looking for, man. You look for that high value content. Now there are ones here that you probably don't want to queen walk, like this one here sucks to queen walk. You know, I don't really know where the double giant bombs are. I got an idea that they're probably somewhere around this air defense, but this is kind of tricky to get into. You kind of want to look for like a corner, an easy funneling point, or like a target area. All these air defenses are pretty well recessed. I think we can get this one on a walk, but you want to go for at least 2 on a walk, and I just don't see a lot of value here. I think you could forcefully queen walk this base, but there are other things here, man, that you can try. So, you know, it's not like it's right for every single base, but it is right for a lot of them. So let's check out when we actually used it, and we used it right. Here we got a warlock, got to use it against bad news. Got my buddy Knife attacking this base. Let's check it out, guys. So he goes in on this base. Can he get his objectives done? Well, on that northern expo, there is a noticeable double giant bomb pathing. He's only bringing 16 hogs, so you know you don't need 30 hogs to beat a base. And as a matter of fact, if he would have brought 30 hogs, he would have had a harder time trying to beat this base. As you see here, the units are pressing forward. The wizards on the funnels, they don't matter as long as the queen goes forward. Now he's bringing 6 wall breakers, and he's going to try to open this thing up. Once the Expo and Cannon lock in, they're not shooting the wall breakers. More on those in a little bit, because queens are pretty bipolar, but wall breakers are even worse. The reason why the wall breakers broke that compartment is because that gold storage was there. If that queen would have shot that gold storage out, those wall breakers would have went somewhere else. You know, they would have picked a different spot along the wall, and it would have been a failed raid. So you need your wall breakers, if you're using them, to actually function. So he tests the bomb compartment there with a hog, and he's getting the CC down. He's getting this double giant bomb set covered. He's getting a lot of value out of this, guys, a lot of value. So yeah, he had to bring a rage, and most people they like three heal spells. But look at this stuff. So you have an archer tower that's locked into that queen. He already covered that double giant bomb set, so he has his objectives done. He's able to come in from this side of the base, only using one golem. So there, see how that reserved camp space works? And then he throws down some Valks, and he just jumps them on in. He's gonna get the BK down, and he's gonna be able to crush this side of the base. The queen is like a super tank up there, so he's able to send his hogs in without needing any kind of heals, and he rolls his base. I mean, this is like next level queen walking. And honestly, this could be you. This could be you. This is not something special. This is just mechanics. He's got 2 heals for the south side of this base. He's got his poison for the skeletons. It's easy. Easy. He was able to cover it. He just took care of what his wall breakers were. He didn't let his queen break that gold storage. It was wall breakers to open that. That was critical for this part of for this attack. The rest of it, here he did the prep, man. He checked the ranges, make sure his wall breakers weren't gonna get shot. He brought extra. Smart. You know, because sometimes if you lay him down, and like, you know how there was that 1 tile gap there, I've lost because of small bombs. So you can send in a few, and if they don't blow it, you got spares in the bag. But anyway, man, it's gonna be 3 stars for knife. Let's check out someone here. He's a really good lunar, and he is going to knock out 2 air defenses. Now he puts down some. He needs to upgrade those minions, man. They got pasty blue. But there you go, man. Level 24 queen. I already told you the good cutoffs, man. So you don't necessarily need a high level queen. You know, Knife was using level 15 queen. He's using a 24. We're going to see a faster progress here. Now this here's also called the Dragonflower kind of base. All these air defenses are in range on the outside, but as if the queen was left to pull all the way around this base, eventually the healers wouldn't drag totally behind her, but they would drag kind of perpendicular to the air defense, and then they would be able to get shot by the air defense. And they go down pretty quick. I think 5 hits kills 5 hits from one of these air defenses kills a healer. He doesn't need to do anything fancy with wall breakers here. I think he uses 2 just to open it up and use the jump to get on in, but he doesn't necessarily need that, because the like the space between the mortar and cannon here on the 3 o'clock side of the base, you can actually just jump in there. But he decides to counter the base from the northeast. Able to use a 1 hog lure here, and he brings the lava hound on out. Now what I like to do is, because time is such a big con, you can use rage to rush down the lava hound, or you can use a poison to also assist in rushing down the lava hound. More on that a little bit later. But there you go, guys. He shoots down all the pups. Lava hounds can be a big hindrance on these kind of attacks. He's coming in here from the north side of the base. He's going to open it on up, and he's not waiting for his queen to get up on there. Number 1 con was time. So, you know, the BK, those golems, they're able to get it done. He's going to get that queen down, and he's going to lolling the hell out of this base. And, you know, he's only going to have to fight like a third of this base. This base is pretty much handled. He's got those expos, they're locked on the golem parts, and, you know, he just rushes it down. He's also able to bring the haste. He just rushes everything in with the haste. Since you don't need to fight the entire base, you have less area to actually fight in, and it allows you to cover more actual danger area with spells, enabling the 3-star. Now here I got another one for you. I actually forced this queen into this base because I wanted to take what I was practicing in raids, throw it on this guy here, and I saw that one of his air defenses was within range, and then he screwed up and put another air defense next to the queen. So I'm going to shoot for all that stuff, man. I'm going to roll right in there, and then if I get the sweeper down, that's just a bonus. Now, what I always like is I look for bases that have an army camp, and to start at a corner. So I consider this my corner. I eliminated the army camp, and I'm using a couple minions to help expeditious thing here. But as soon as the archer tower locked into my queen and the mortar locked into my queen, that I knew that I brought extra wall breakers. I would just slam them into that corner, and even though the cannon took a pot shot at them, 4 wall breakers opens those skull walls. Easy, dude. And I had extra to spare. Now, I should have been more conservative there and used one to maybe test if there was small bombs. I actually used a rage here because I had 2 cannons, the queen, all that stuff, and a Tesla pop. See, and it's easily handled. I'm fighting against the clock, so I used a 1 max poison. I brought it from my clan castle to rush down the lava hound, and then again I threw down another rage, not to rush down pups. It doesn't help there, but just to make sure that my healers are keeping my queen fresh. I want her at full health, engaging all this stuff down here in the south, and I even used a couple minions to help eliminate pups. So I'm always planning against the clock. She gets stuck on the storage there, but she's gonna step up and knock out that last cannon. I mean, not cannon, but the last air defense. But when the cannon locks on her, her health starts going down. I didn't want that air defense being alive, so I had so much versatility with this kind of attack that I threw down my 3rd rage that I was planning to use for loons right there, and was able to top her off, and she actually stays alive all the way to the end of the raid. I ended up just surrounding the base in loons and just spray it with haste, and everything here just gets blown up real fast. Now the BK even stands up, but he has nothing on her, only being a level 10. And that's gonna be it, man. I 3-starred the hell out of that one. Well, that was good. That was a fresh attack, man. Fresh attack, man. Taking your game to the next level. Here's another one, man. Another war we did from Antarctica. Here's Rach. Rach is a Town Hall 11 attacking a 9 here, but just completely overkills the base. Respectable base, man. He's on his way to maxing out at Town Hall 9. Same concepts, man. This is what you guys got to look for. We have a nice corner. We're going to be able to get stuff done here, and what he's going to do is, or not what she's going to do is, she's a really good law lunar. Looks for that corner spot with that army camp, and she will transition to the northeast because she shoots that camp, and then she's like, well, that's too far, I don't want to go down there, so she starts going on up. And even with a level 40 queen who's really fast, really hard hitting, they're still as soft as a level 1 queen. Okay, they have more hit points, but damage is damage. So you got to use the rage, top them on off, man. That's just going to be the nature of the game since the Town Hall 11 update. You just can't bring a whole bunch of healers and say, well, we're good. But the healers do top the queen within the rage, just as expected, and then now we're able to power on in. Now, rage also checked the ranges here as she was moving around this base. So she has a couple wall breakers, and she's going to open up this spot here and have her move on in to the base, enabling her to get out wizard towers, X-bows, that air defense, that air sweeper, potentially the clan castle. And this guy here had a bad base, it had a hole in it. But other than that, man, the queen walk itself was sound and really enabled her to beat like 30% of the base. Man, if you only got a law loon, loons, the biggest disadvantage on loons is traveling from point A to point B. I mean, hogs, they gotta watch out for bombs, but if you can eliminate the bombs, and if you only need your loons to travel like halfway across the base versus all the way across the base, you're at a next level of play, man. You're at a significant advantage. So this one here is gonna be a 3-star. We know that, man. Rage is gonna storm that base. I also like this one here from God. I always like saying that in my recaps. He's going to run dragons on this base. So what do we got to do to run dragons? Oh, we got to knock out some air defenses, man. It's critical. So he gets the lure. We got an easy lure here. We got to fight against that clock. So we got a lava hound that comes on out. Now he chooses to go from the west into the base at the 9 o'clock position and then transition to the transition into the base. I like this attack though. He uses Well, actually, he should use a poison right here just to speed it on up. But he uses a test wall breaker there just to see if there's a small bomb. That's where he's going in. He's going in at the 9 o'clock, and if he can get in there, he's going to knock out a sweeper. He's going to knock out an archer tower. He's going to knock out a cannon. I mean, no, not cannon, but an expo that points up. He's going to knock out 2 air defenses. He's going to get out a wizard tower. He's going to get a lot of value out of this. And that's it, man. It's like small camp space, high value. We could also use his minions that he has in the bag in order to speed this up further by, once those pups lock into the queen and the healers, as you see, your health went down pretty far. You can use a minion there. He'll help clean that up a little bit. He does blow the wall here, and then you always got to plan for this, and this is why you should practice in raids. So she wasn't interested in going on in. He put up a little bro wizard here to the north, and the bro wizard, man, he's gonna hook us up. He's gonna hook us up by breaking those defenses, and she'll be like, well, that's too far. I'm lazy. I'm gonna choose stuff down here to the south, and then she goes into that compartment and allowing us to actually 3-star this dude. I think this was the first attack, man, and this attack was sweet. I really like how this attack played out. The queen was able to sustain. We used the rage there, and he just throws down pretty much a funnel, a BK, and a golem. He's gonna knock out the other 2 air defenses because this is too lightly protected here on the northeastern side, and he just rolls right in there. So he's going to beat it there. There's nothing here on the south that prevents dragons, so it's getting the dragons. And that queen, I already told you, man, if you leave a queen just to run the base, she's going to run the base. So once she pops that gold storage, where does she go? Well, she steps up and pops that cannon, and there's nothing around. It's a barren wasteland, so she's got to shoot the wall. Well, after she goes to the wall, man, she's going to go up top. When she goes up top, she gets all those air defenses, and I'm not the air defenses, but she's gonna get the Teslas down. She's gonna get the archer tower down. She's gonna get the wizard tower down, and she's gonna wreck that entire top side. And there's nothing to stop these dragons, man. Look, these dragons are just going nuts. Rage slightly could have been placed better, but hindsight's always 20/20, guys. I'm not trying to dog on God here. He's whooping butt. Really smart attack, a really intelligent attack, and that just shows you that a queen walk enabled him to pull this off. But you can always modify your queen walks. You could use a jump, could use wall breakers, and there's not really a right or wrong way to do it. As long as the queen was funneled correctly, goes the right path, this could be you. This could be your game, your play. And that's it, man. You really just look at the prep, check your ranges, make sure you got enough. Make sure you got enough wall breakers. Make sure they're protected. You might want to scout for small bombs by sending one at a time. You saw this all today. Take this home, practice it. Go practice in raids. Bring it to your next war attack. This is a really good way to play the game. It's not necessarily the right attack for every single base, but if you can use it to fulfill your objectives and it can happen, well, then you should probably use it because it's really reliable on the first attack. Alright guys, this is Dan. Y'all take care.